I'm Kirk Cushing. I'm a heart attack survivor.
Well, before the heart attack, we didn't talk about health as much as I think we do now.
But no signs that I thought he's gonna have a heart attack any day.
I knew that I had a family history of heart disease. I was eating kind of a lot of red meat, a lot of fatty foods.
I think one of the main ones, he wasn't going to the doctor. Given his family history, the smoking, the diet, and not being active enough.
I had just told her that I was going to quit on the 15th of December. So I did, but not the way I would have wanted to. So on December 14th, 2014, I was coaching my son's hockey game.
Kirk's like, we're gonna go right from Jack's game to my game, and Jack's gonna watch.
I was in the stands doing my homework.
I think it was after my second shift, I felt that sudden pain in my arm, but thought, that's strange. So that's about the last thing I remember.
He collapsed about 5 feet away from where I was sitting.
So I skated over to him and found him to be unresponsive. I'm a registered nurse, and I quickly kicked into work mode basically at the time and started CPR right away.
I called 911, then I called my mom.
And he said, Dad's on the ice and he's not moving, and I'm scared. And I just knew right then, this is bad, this is really bad.
One of the guys in the other team, he ran and got the first aid kit and the AED.
One shock was delivered to Kirk on the ice.
Lucy and I were right behind the paramedics with Jackson going into the rink, and all the men on the ice looked so frightened.
That made my brain sort of think, what would it be like without my dad?
And when they let me near the stretcher taking him out, I just kind of lost it.
Kirk had a heart attack leading to a cardiac arrest. Unfortunately, we see this all too often. When an AED or immediate bystander CPR is not available, patients frequently don't survive.
Mom was at the hospital for the week.
They kind of just ask you to step out, and they put you in this waiting room. Like, someone might walk in that door any moment and tell me my husband's dead.
I can't imagine what it was like.
You might lose your spouse, your kids might lose their father. What was going to become of our family if that happened? I mean, you go through everything. You think about how you have to tell your kids this. You have to decide how to live life after that.
So the first thing I remember was waking up Tuesday morning, strapped down to a bed. I just felt like a floating head. And then I think the third or fourth thing I thought was, did I have a heart attack?
He squeezed my hand, and he looked at me, and I thought, okay, cognitively, that's kind of back on track. I'm feeling a little better.
And it was very emotional because, this was preventable. I made the decision right then when I knew it was a heart attack that I must be lucky to be alive, and I'm going to do whatever I can. And then I couldn't talk, obviously, so they brought an iPad over.
And he typed in, I'm sorry, and it was heartbreaking, and then I kind of lost it then. Because he is a great husband, great father. This is nothing he would have done intentionally.
I've always thought of my dad as someone that was so big and strong and all that stuff. It was scary.
It was hard to see my dad like that.
The following Sunday night, from dropping dead, he goes over to the rink to say hi to his team.
It was like a new lease on life.
It was fast. He accepted everything. He was like, all right, I'm never gonna smoke again.
I haven't even thought again about having a cigarette.
He dropped a bunch of weight. He was definitely more alive.
I'm proud of him for that.
To a T, everyone has asked me, what do I do? I just say, go to the doctor.
Learn CPR, you can save a life.
I think the heart attack was beneficial because if he kept smoking, kept eating that bad stuff, I don't know if he'd be alive.
I've always thought happy people are grateful, and a lot of happy after that. So you're kind of almost going on adrenaline. Life is awesome after something like that happens.
I mean, you just gotta live life. I don't have a philosophy of careless abandon, but I do have a philosophy of make sure you get as much out of every day as you can.